Hello, my fellow YouTube viewers, Xeon Knights and Duelists. It's Raven once again, and today we'll be looking at a deck profile of my former main deck. This is now my side deck. It's kind of like a side but in Yu-Gi-Oh terms. This is a love-hate relationship that I have now with my Noble Knights. As much as I used to love playing them, I hate playing them now. They just get completely raffle-stomped by today's meta. And things that are not even tier 1 just kind of roll over on Noble Knights. And if your opponent messes up your Madrat or your Merlin play, and you don't have a very, very good hand, there's not much else you can do. You just kind of sit there and cry until your next turn. I haven't played Noble Knights in months, and when I do try to play them, I get wrecked, and it makes me not want to play them anymore because I literally tried to play this deck on DevPro the other day, and I lost about 7 times in a row. It was pretty bad. So, either I've lost my touch with Noble Knights, or they're just not as good as they used to be. So, I play triple Madrat. Madrat basically is the backbone of the deck, along with his buddy Boars. We'll get to him in a minute. Madrat basically states that he's treated as a normal monster while he's face up on the field. But, when you equip him with a Noble Arms card, he becomes an effect monster. He becomes dark, his level becomes 5, and if you control no other monsters, you can special summon a Noble Knight monster from your deck in defense position. And then basically you destroy the equip card that made that possible. Now, why would you want to do that, Raven? Well, let's get into this here. You have your Madrat. I play 2 Boars. I know some people play it at 3. I play it at 2. 3 to me is cloggy. Never felt the need for 3. I play 2. Your basic play is this. Summon Madrat, equip him with an arms. Activate its effect, summon Boars. The arms will go to the grave, and most arms will re-equip to a Noble Knight when they are destroyed. So you equip that Noble Arms to Boars. Boars' effect is you get 3 Noble Arms from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks 1. The other 2 go to the grave, the other one goes to your hand. Then you can equip that arms to Madrat, make him 5 again. Boars is also 5 when he's equipped. You can Xyz for your Big King, or Volcasaurus, or whatever kind of crazy XYZ rank 5s you may have. And I play Triple Merlin. Merlin was one of the later additions to the deck, and he's very versatile in his abilities. Basically, when he's on the field, you contribute him and special a Noble Knight monster from your deck. It can be any Noble Knight monster, it can be an Ig Noble Knight, it can be any level Noble Knight, doesn't matter, he summons him. While he's in the grave, as long as you have the appropriate Noble Knights on the field, you can do a quick effect Xyz with Merlin and make a king. It's kind of like how Cosmos attack and then bring out a big ship afterwards and then attack again. Noble Knights can do that too. You attack with your Madrat, you attack with your Boars, then you will banish Merlin from the grave, and then you can Xyz them for rank 5 and attack again. On to the rest of the Noble Knights. I play 1 Noble Knight Gwalchvad and 1 Noble Knight Dristan. We're basically using Dristan for his effect that when he's equipped with a Noble Arms card, he can destroy a face-up card in the field. We're going to keep Gwalchvad on the Ordic Coast board real quick to explain his effect and how it works. We have Noble Knight Gawain. His effect basically is if you control a normal light monster, you can special summon him from your hand in defense position. That's where Gwalchvad comes in. You have Gwalchvad, his effect is he's normal without a arms. Remember that. No, he's noble, but he's normal without an arms. When you equip him, he can then monster reincarnate Gawain to your hand. Then he pops his own arms. So now that he's a vanilla, as the kids say, you can now summon Gawain from your hand with Gwalchvad because he's now a normal monster, and then you can Xyz for 4 for whatever you want. I play 1 Noble Knight Ektar. Ektar's effect basically is he can be special summoned by banishing 2 Noble Knights from your graveyard. And if you happen to use Ektar as an Xyz or a Synchro Summon, your opponent cannot respond. So your opponent cannot Bottomless Trap Hole or Solemn Warning. They can't. Ektar's effect is if he's used as a material, they can't do I then play 1 Noble Knight Brothers. Bros before hoes, as they say. This card is kind of weird when you read its first effect, and that is this card can only attack if you control exactly 3 Noble Knight monsters. Well, that's kind of strange. He's 1200 attack. Who the hell wants to do that? But listen to this, boys and girls. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon up to 2 Noble Knights from your hand. And you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Noble Knights. That's not a problem. Most of the time we'll be going for Big Kings anyway. His other effect is once per turn you can target 3 Noble Knights and or arms in your grave, shuffle them into your deck, and then draw a card. He's very good for recycling your arms, your knights, and if for some reason one of your kings will happen to be blown up, you can even recycle him into the extra deck as part of the effect. I play one ignoble knight. I can't do the voice. I need more water. Ignoble Knight of Black Loncelin. Don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen. Even though he is ignoble, he still counts as a noble knight, as noble is in his name. His effect basically is, you can send one face-up light normal monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand or grave. And remember, most noble knights without an equip are considered vanillas. His other effect is you can tribute a noble knight monster and add a noble arms card from your deck to your hand. So it's pretty good to get the arms that you may need for certain situations. He basically works in conjunction with Lady of the Lake. Lady of the Lake is the only tuner in the Noble Knight deck, and she is actually a tuner specifically for Noble Knights. She works with the Ignoble Knight of Black Loncelin, and she also works with Noble Knight Ektar, the 2 5s in the deck. If this card is used for a synchro summon, banish it. When this card is normal summon, you can target 1 Noble Knight normal monster in your grave and special summon that target. So there you go. You summon Lady of the Lake, you grab one of your Noble Knights, you pull him up, and now you can exceed for rank 5 for the other Noble Knight. Her other effect, which pertains to these two, if this card is in your grave, you can target a level 5 Noble Knight monster you control, reduce its level by 1, and then special summon this card from the grave. So once again, you have one of these bad boys on board. Lady goes, "Oh look, you're so handsome. I don't want to be in the grave no more. Let me." She takes you down a level, like most women, and then she bam summons you, and then she bam new man in the house, and that's how that works. I play 2 Effect Veiler because you need to stop your opponent from stopping you. Basically, I mean, what else to use Effect Veiler for? And then I have 1 secret card. My secret card. I don't even know if I should tell you guys about this. I play 1 Curry Bandit. Now, why do we play a Curry Bandit in Noble Knights, Raven? You're silly. Why would you do that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. During the end phase, this card was normal summoned. You tribute this card, excavate top 5 cards of your deck, and add 1 spell or trap to your hand. Send the rest to the graveyard. Why do we want to do that? Well, listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say you pull a really crappy hand. You have no noble arms in your hand whatsoever, and you're trying to make some kind of king. Your kings will always grab your noble arms from the grave and equip them to themselves, right? Well, if you're having trouble with that, you play Curry Bandit, bam! Send all those rusty swords into the grave, and then when you play your king, you get him back. The other good thing is, if you just need 1 equip to pull something off, Curry Bandit will go to the grave, and hopefully you get a spell card that you need, and then you grab it, and you have to wait a turn, but at least you have something set up for next turn. He's so cute, look at him! Arg! On to the spell cards, the Noble Arms cards. I play 2 Gwennifer, Queen of the Noble Arms. Now I know you people are looking at this and going, Raven, you need to check your eyes, that's a monster. Yes, it is a monster, but it's also an equip card, ladies and gentlemen. A woman that latches onto you and never lets go. She's a faithful one. She's a keeper. Okay? Treat her right. Her effect basically is this. You target a Noble Knight monster you control and equip her from your hand or the grave. So even if she goes to the grave, she's still a viable option because you can equip her from the grave. Good stuff. If she's equipped to a light monster, if that card would be destroyed by a card effect, you can destroy Gwen instead. And if she's equipped to a dark monster, and they would be destroyed by battle, you can destroy Gwen instead. Also, any monster she's equipped to gains 300 attack points. So, she's awesome, and she counts as a Noble Arms, so when you search with boars, you can pick her as one of your Noble Arms, and then if she goes to the grave, you can equip her from the grave. For the Noble Arms lineup, I play 2 Noble Arms Destiny. Destiny is probably the best Noble Arms in the whole deck. You can only have 1 of them on the field at a time, but once per turn, the equipped card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target another Noble Knight warrior and re-equip it to that card. So this is one of the arms that comes back. It protects your king or whatever you're trying to hold down. I then play 2 Noble Arms.
Excalibur! Excalibur!
I play 2 Noble Arms Excalibur. I'm pretty sure you guys got that, but anyway. Excalibur's effect is this. When Noble Arms Excalibur is equipped to a Noble Knight, it cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effects. Great for protecting Noble Knights, once again, can't be castelled, can't be 101s, a lot of stuff, can't be targeted, pretty cool. However, Excalibur does not come back and re-equip itself when it goes to the grave, because when it's in the grave, it has a special effect. When this card's in the grave, you can banish it to basically overlay a Noble Knight Xyz on top of a different Noble Knight Xyz. So basically, if Excalibur is in the grave, and you have a rank 4 king, you can banish it from the grave, and immediately overlay a rank 5 king, or vice versa, depending on what you need. Rank 5 kings blow up monsters, rank 4 kings blow up spells and traps. Keep that in mind. I play 2 Noble Arms Caliburn. Caliburn's pretty awesome because it has a reoccurring effect every time it's equipped. Every time it's equipped, you gain 500 life points. Your monster gains 500 attack points. This card, when it's destroyed, gets re-equipped onto another Noble Knight card. Caliburn's pretty amazing. You can actually gain 1500 life points in one turn. That's a lot of gains. If you have Madrat on your board, you equip him with Caliburn. You gain 500. Activate Madrat's effect, summon Boars. Caliburn goes to the grave, re-equips on the Boars, another 500. Play whatever you're going to do. Xyz, this goes to grave. You summon one of your kings, you grab your other Noble Arms, gain another 500, you just gain 1500 in one turn. Congratulations, you passed high school math. And then I play 1 Noble Arms Aphrodeuter, Noble Arms Alfred. And I play 1 Noble Arms Gallatin. Alfred's effect is pretty awesome. It basically destroys 1 set card on the field at the cost of reducing the equipped Noble Knight by 500 attack. That's pretty sweet, and you can use it multiple times. Just like how you use Caliburn multiple times, you can use Aphrodeuter 3 times in a row if you have the Madrat Boars play up and destroy 3 set cards. It's pretty boss. Gallatin is pretty good if you need a power bonus. It gives 1000 attack points to a Noble Knight, but every standby phase it decreases that monster by 200 points, so make sure you pay attention. And as with the other Noble Arms, these can re-equip themselves from the grave. I play 1 Last Chapter of the Noble Knights. If you have no monsters and your opponent does, you can target a Noble Arms equip and 1 Noble Knight card in the graveyard. Special summon both of them together, equip the Noble Arms onto the Knight, and bam! I play 1 Rhoda, because Konami said, you Noble Knights. I play 1 Pot for draw, 1 Dark Hole. Dark Hole's pretty good in this deck, because if you have Destiny equipped to your king will be saved, because it will shield your Noble Knight from the Dark Hole. I play 1 Book of Moon, because Book of Moon is Bay. If you don't know that already, you need to watch my videos. I play 1 Release Restraint Wave. Basically, this is a Harpy's Feather Duster, but for Noble Knights. You target a face-up equipped spell you control, and destroy it, and then all face-down spell and trap cards your opponent controls. I play 1 Foolish Burial to get Lady of the Lake into the grave, or you can also get Noble Knight Ektar, or the Ignoble Knight into the grave if you so desire. I play 1 Forbidden Lance for my opponents to lose 800 attack. 1 Bottomless to banish, 1 Compulse, Mirror Force, Breakthrough Skill, and Dimensional Prism. Alright, on to the extra deck. I play 2 Rank 5 Sacred Noble Knight of King Artorigus. He is your rank 5 Xyz of the deck, and basically his effect is, when he's Xyz summoned, you target up to 3 Noble Arms with different names in the grave and equip it to this guy. You can detach 1 Xyz from this card, then target 1 monster on the field and destroy it. If this card is sent to the grave, you can target a level 4 or higher Noble Knight in your grave and special summon it. He basically will clear your problem monsters, of course. But I prefer the rank 4 king because of his massive clearing abilities. It's basically the same, it's the same guy. He's wearing exactly the same armor. Actually, I did just notice they are holding different swords. So this must be the monster slaying sword, and this is the spell and trap slaying sword. And now we all learned something, right? The rank 4 is Artorigus, King of the Noble Knights. You see what they did there? They just switched the name around. Those clever kids at Konami. He's your rank 4 XCs. Same deal, when he's XC summoned, you can grab 3 noble arms with different names, equip it to him. You can detach 1 XC's material from this card and destroy any number of spell and traps up to the number of noble arms you control. So if you, for some reason, control 5 noble arms, you can completely Harpy Feather Dust your opponent's board. Good stuff. I play 1 Ig Noble Knights of High Alonsolin. When he's synchro summoned, you can equip a noble arms from your deck to him. At the end of the battle phase, if this card destroyed a monster by battle and sent to the grave, you can add a noble knight or noble arms card from your deck to your hand. Basically, he's very good for getting cards you need to your hand, so you can set up further plays. And he just looks so damn badass. Look at that. For the rest of the extra deck, I play Stellar Knight Delteros. I rarely play him because he requires 3 level 4s, but basically he stops your opponent from activating cards when you normal summon or special summon, and you can detach a card to target 1 card on the field and destroy it. You play 1 Utopia, Gagaga Cowboy, 1 Zubaba General. It's fun just to say Zubaba! He's a pretty interesting card. He's really good if you want to get a really high attacking monster on the field, a permanent attacking monster on the field. You can detach an XC's material from him and equip a warrior monster from your hand to him. And then he gains the attack equal of that warrior monster. As part of the Noble Knight OTK, I play Blade Armor Ninja. I also play number 61 Volcasaurus. I play number 86 Heroic Champion Run Humanyad. I mean, I know how to say it. It's just funnier to... Alright, it's Run Gumanyad, okay? Are you happy now? If you guys don't know what this guy does, it's pretty cool. His effects basically change based on how many warriors he has as material. If he has 1, he can't be destroyed by battle. If he has 2, he gains 1500 attack. If he has 3, he's unaffected by card effects. If he has 4, your opponent cannot normal or special summon monsters. And if he has 5, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. However, every end phase, you have to detach 1 material from this card, so he gets progressively weaker, so use him wisely. I play 1 Star Liege Paladinimo. I love this guy. He's just so freaking cool. He looks like a futuristic Jedi. The Force is not with you. And for the last card of the Noble Knight deck, I play the all-powerful
Excalibur, Excalibur.
Basically, you guys should know what he does. Once per turn, you can detach 2 materials from this card, and his attack becomes double, basically making him 4,000. And with that big sword, he's just going to swing for the fences, and I hope someone doesn't Mirror Force you, because then you'll be really salty. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my Noble Knight deck. It's pretty bittersweet that I really don't enjoy playing this deck anymore, because I spent a lot of time working on it. I even tried adding Kaiser Coliseum to the deck to make it more viable, as when you have a big king on the field and Kaiser Coliseum, your opponent can't pendulum summon and do all kind of crazy shenanigans. You just have your big king on the field and he's just sitting there with his arms crossed looking at you funny. I even tried that and I can't seem to get any W's in the column, so instead of being salty about it, I'm just going to sing. Excalibur, Excalibur, I'm from the United K, I'm looking for heaven, I'm going to California. Excalibur!